Hey, everybody. Welcome into Day by Day. I'm James. I'm with Andrew, Alex, and Mike. We're all back together again. It's good to see you guys. How are you doing on this? We're recording on 9/11. How are you guys doing today?
Hanging in there.
I'm curious as we get started, since we're recording on 9/11. I didn't think about asking you this until this very moment. Do you guys remember exactly where you were 9/11? Let's talk about that for a minute. I just think those stories are significant, interesting. So I'd love to know. I haven't asked you guys this before. So what's your 9/11 story? Where were you? What were you doing? What do you remember?
I am almost 34. I'm 33, almost 34. So I believe in fourth grade, I want to say. And I remember walking into school, elementary school, went to Morley Elementary on 70th Street there.
You're at Morley. Okay.
I was a Morley Meadowlark. And I remember the TV was rolled out because this was still, early 2000s, right?
Yep.
The TV cart was out and I was like, wait a minute. Like, we're starting our day watching a movie. I was like, I didn't understand that. And then like once I was in fourth grade, so I didn't quite understand the significance and the weight of what was happening. But as the day went on, like I think we stayed in school, if I remember right. And we had like the TV out the entire day. And I just remember like not understanding why something like that would happen because I was a kid and, super naive. So that's what I remember, thinking it was a movie day, and I was mistaken.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit older than you, Mike. I'm 35. I was in fifth grade. I remember I only lived like a couple blocks away from my elementary school. I remember coming downstairs to have a toaster strudel or Pop-Tart or whatever on the way out the door. And the first plane had hit, and it was on the news. My parents had the news on every morning. And at that point, everybody thought it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
And probably 30 minutes into the school day, I want to say, maybe longer. I don't remember it that well. The second one hits.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Flight 93 in the Pentagon. And I remember they came over the loudspeaker and like gave an announcement, but after the teachers did them individually, like to the classrooms. And I think the rest of the day we just kind of watched the news. And what I'll remember most about that day, honestly, is being at home that night and nobody wanting to go to bed or go inside. Everybody on the street was outside. And I mean, not to go off subject, but when I moved out to Philly to coach basketball camps in 2014, by happenstance, I ended up driving through the part of Pennsylvania where Flight 93 Memorial was. And then this past year when I was in New York for the Big East tournament, like my one objective while I was there, besides hanging around the garden, was going to the 9/11 Memorial.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish I plan to take my wife back to New York to do it and like make a whole day of it instead of having a packed schedule.
Yeah.
But it's touching. I told the story today. Like the first football game I truly like remember everything about it was the Rice game after 9/11.
I was there too.
Yep, same. Is that where we like everyone held up cards to make the color, like make the flag in the stands?
Yeah, and the stadium was under construction. They had a giant crane holding a massive American flag.
Yep.
Just insane.
Well, it's gonna date me. I was a junior in high school.
Same.
I was in government class, and so my government teacher was just all about it, like just talking about what this was going to mean for our futures, and so yeah, it was just glued to the TV there. I had a tennis meet that night. We ended up going out of town too. I remember coming back and like gas stations had huge lines because everyone was worried about going to war and like gas price and whatnot, and so or running out of fuel. And so remember getting home from tennis and going and getting in line to fill my car. My parents were out of town. My dad was in LA for work, and my mom was in Omaha, which was like 3 hours away. So I went home to no parents, just my sisters, and we were just
it was
just kind of a crazy day. But
similar. Junior in high school, I was in journalism, first hour. And the TVs, I mean, I remember this Tiffany, I don't remember her last name. Tiffany ran into the classroom and she said, a plane flew into the World Trade Center. And so I'm junior in high school. I don't know what the World Trade Center is. I had no clue. Yeah. And we were like, oh, a plane flew in the World Trade Center. And then I'm like, what is that? I couldn't Google, I didn't have a phone to Google it.
Yeah.
And then I think when we turn on the television, it registered like, oh, okay, I know what that is now. And I remember just kind of walking through the day like a zombie. And we did whether we had to pull a TV in, or I think we had them on the wall since it was a high school, we just tuned in and we watched the news all day long. So it's kind of a draining day in that way. I remember the long lines for fuel afterward. I went home to mow the grass, and Air Force One flew over our house. My parents used to live in La Vista. We were just kind of over the westerly flight path off at Air Force Base. And at that point where we lived, like if a plane's landing, like it's pretty low where we were. And so you could clearly see like the seal on the plane and the blue stripe. And of course, President Bush was in Bellevue that night. So it was, but then you guys probably remember not seeing any more planes. And so we living right by the Air Force Base, not seeing any planes or hearing any planes, it was incredibly eerie because it was just so quiet. We were just used to having every 5 to 15 minutes, there's another plane coming over our house and landing. So, but then I was at the Rice game, and then I was also at the Chiefs' first game, I think like a week or two later after 9/11. And I remember just being in both stadiums, I'm 17 years old, but I'm like, is there a plane that's going to fly into this stadium? Like that was kind of, I feel like everybody's that's where their headspace was, is this going to happen again? And could it happen at any moment? So anyway,
not to change subjects, James, but who was your journalism teacher?
Rob Stefka.
He was mine too.
Yeah. He's not teaching anymore.
No, he's not.
And I think Rob follows me on Twitter.
Papillion.
So Rob, if you're watching this, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you and reconnect. Appreciate you. You're a great guy. I appreciate you, Rob. All right.
Also, we're my baseball coach.
Oh, was he really? How about that? Yeah. How about that? Okay. Well, we're going to get into football. As always, you guys can find us on characterchronicles.com, YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Leave a like. And please subscribe to the show. We're like at the year mark, right, Andrew? Like we started right around the first game last year. So we just hit a year. We don't quite have 200 subscribers, and it takes forever to build a subscribership on YouTube, but we're almost at 200. Subscribe helps more people find us. And I'll tell you, you don't even have to watch the show to subscribe. It just helps more people find us. And so we appreciate you tuning in. Okay, well, we're going to talk about Houston Christian. FCS school coming to town. I just found out right before we hit record what their colors were. They have a CVS by their field in Houston. It's a favorite fact of Andrews and Mike's, and apparently Steve Sipple's. And we don't know much about them. I think we all would agree Nebraska is going to win, but let's just talk about how you feel now, 5-6 days post Akron. I would say post probably one of the best games Matt Rhule's been at Nebraska, but probably one of the worst FBS teams we've ever seen come to Lincoln. So I'm trying to weigh that. So here we're sitting on a Thursday. Any final thoughts that you guys have from last week before we kind of turn the page for this Saturday?
I don't know about you guys. I've had some discussions with a couple of other fans who disagree. But I love the halftime video of Matt Rhule.
What would they not? What would they disagree with?
One of the quotes I got was, "You don't have to be angry. You're up 33-0." And that's ad lib, like not verbatim what was said. And I'm not going to pull up my phone and go through it, but I just think like it's been a really long time since there has been a standard and expectation of excellence from the top down. And that gives me a ton of hope.
100%.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought he knows how to push the right buttons too. And coaches are strategic. Not that it wasn't genuine, but strategically, it's set that standard, set the tone for all these types of games. And I genuinely believe he wasn't happy with the way that half ended. And really, if you look at it in light of trying to pitch a shutout, and you dodged one there with the missed field goal. But yeah, way to light a fire under those guys, and really to kind of motivate them to see the younger players, to see their the underclassmen get on the field with. I love the line about like, if your brother and brothers take care of business here, or put them away. So yeah, I loved it. And if people are mad about Angry, curious what they thought about Bo Pelini. So,
well, what I appreciate about it is he was able to express anger and frustration, uphold a standard, but he didn't belittle anyone. Like he didn't. That's the difference. Like I don't want to know what Bo did at halftime. I don't want to know what he said to somebody's face. And I'm as somebody who's mostly just coached littles and little leaguers. It's like you don't do that with little kids, but college kids don't respond to that either. But I do think they respond to a standard and even anger or passion. But yeah, he's not belittling anyone. Like he's saying, I'm frustrated because they drove down the field in our house.
And they cut our offensive line when we went to take a knee.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't fear us.
Yep.
Is that what? Okay, I didn't understand I didn't see that.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize that's what he was talking about.
I didn't see it. I just heard him comment on it separately after the game.
Mm-hmm.
To Andrew's point too, like he had that intensity about him, and he talked about those things. But I think like he backed it up by like continuing to play the starters in the second half there.
Oh,
like
sure.
He could have said all those things and then like put in the young guys, and then it would have been like, okay, like his actions aren't matching what he's saying. Like,
yeah,
the starters were out there in the third quarter,
for a long time.
And the way, and here's what kind of surprised me, to be honest, like the way that Dana called plays in the second half was like, it was like a 0-0 ball game.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, I think it was part of like continuing to build Dylan up, but like continuing just like, we're going to run the offense. It doesn't matter what the score is.
Yep.
And
finally,
and they did it with TJ, and they, it's like they did it with everybody. So that was like, I appreciated that intensity from like an emotional standpoint, but also from like a game plan strategic standpoint too.
And the guys,
did you hear Matt? Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh, I would just say it kind of comes down to the relationship that he's built with the players and the respect they have for him. To you can get in guys' face, you can rake them over the coals when they respect you and you respect them, and there's that mutual understanding. So I thought it was great, and he pointed out a real, I guess, any coach is going to find it concerning. You walk in the locker room and players are checking themselves out in the mirror. He kind of referenced like that needs to be said and addressed right then and there. And so hopefully this is something that they'll reference throughout the season, much like the Sunday practice after we got drilled by Michigan.
Yeah.
I think this is something later on in the year. Hey, that halftime speech, they can use that as kind of a little bit of a boost. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you guys also hear him say in the post-game presser that Dana wanted to leave the first team offense in even longer?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I thought I listened to the whole presser. I must have missed it.
I love that. Like we're in no position to like pull the starters team yet.
Yeah.
No,
like I love that.
Yeah, I thought he said that. I could be wrong, but I'm.
It's just the intensity. They need that. I tweeted this and I think you guys saw it. Like that's a lot. That's a enormously different perspective than I'm going to prepare every game like it's 17-16. Now I know what he's saying is we're going to prepare like we respect them, and we are not going to overlook anyone. I think that's what he gets across. But then you hear this, and he's like, I don't want to win every game like it's like by 1 point. I want to have a killer instinct. What I heard him say today was, I don't remember which game he was referencing, but he was looking back to his first year at Nebraska, and we didn't put the team away. That I can't remember the game.
Northern Illinois, then
might have been Northern Illinois, and he just, or Louisiana Tech, Northern Illinois, one of those games.
Yeah.
And he kind of said he's like, I said to myself, like, man, like, where's the killer instinct? And it's like, well, this was his first year. There was none. They hadn't won. They hadn't been winning.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like, man, if this team can develop a killer instinct, so like again, you got another week. If Michigan comes in here and Nebraska gets up by 14 points, and this team believes in themselves, like, watch out.
Yeah. Yep. What do you guys think about? I mean, we'll get to our predictions, but how long do you keep guys in this week? Is it a similar situation, or is it because Michigan's right around the corner? Do we need more?
Well, I guess prior to that, do you guys think Houston Christian is better than Akron?
No. This team's going to be.
James, that smirk tells me you think they might be, though.
No,
I think their offense might be a little better than Akron's. Akron's offense was pathetic.
Akron will have way more athletes than Houston Christian will, like just based off the level of. Yeah,
Did it not? I get you, but did it not seem like Akron just didn't know what they were doing?
No, it was more of like a dysfunctionality piece for me than it was like, I think they had.
That's what I mean. Like, it was dysfunctional.
Players. Yeah. Which is surprising because is it Joe Moorhead? What I forget.
Yeah,
he's an offensive guy. Like that's what he's known for.
They just seemed dysfunctional, not disinterested. I thought their quarterback was fine. I said that on Saturday night, but
yeah.
He had a good body to him. Like he looked like a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, and his ball had some zip on it. It didn't go to the right places, but like,
he put out a couple of good balls that should have been caught too.
Yeah, there were some drops. Yeah.
6 drops, I think, was the official stat at the end.
I mean, we've played worse quarterbacks than that. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, Mike, I mean, I'm looking back at their stats last week against Eastern Kentucky, who's also not an FCS world beater. They threw the ball like 45 times for 205 yards or something like that.
This team would be like probably a 17 to 21 point dog against Akron, I bet.
Yeah. 22 completions out of 45 attempts. So you're below 45%, 217 yards. You ran the ball 32 times for 1.3 yards a carry.
All right, you guys, I trust you.
But I don't necessarily.
So what is it? Is it going to be 87-0?
No,
I don't think it's the transitive property there.
Yeah.
I just think like we're going to probably win by 50 to 60 points.
Okay, I would love it. I'm going to be there, by the way. It's going to be hot, but I'm going to be in the stadium.
If they can force turnovers in the first half, like actually force turnovers like they should, because this team's going to throw the ball. And we know at least the back half of the defense is the strong point right now. That game could be 45. They could put up 45 in the first half pretty easily.
What was the Bethune-Cookman score from like, what was that, 6-7 years ago?
We didn't even score 60.
Oh, but weren't we just killing them at halftime though? Like we were up.
You guys talk. I'll look it up here.
That I just tried to look it up. That game was 45-9, and it was 38-3 at half.
No, so we just completely.
We scored 7 points in the fourth quarter, none in the third.
That's actually terrible.
Right? How do you?
Yeah, I mean, we went 2-6, Mike.
Yeah.
Or
No,
we were 2-6 at that point. Whatever.
45 to. Is this the? You just say this? Sorry, I was blanking out. 45-9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
Here's the thing. I said this last week. It feels like a broken record, but like get backups in to get experience. Stay healthy this week. Unfortunately, I don't feel like this is the game to like have any sort of Michigan. I've already been thinking about it. Like that's all I've been thinking about, and I'm so excited to talk about that game in the future. But this game, come on, like this is one of those. Essentially, it's a bye week. Like let's not.
This is the game where we were like Emmett less than 15 carries last week. This week it's 10 or less.
Yeah.
And like I don't care if you leave Dylan and the receivers in, you got to get those backup running backs reps with the first team offense.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, it was first string gets the first series in the third quarter and they're done. And I'm fine with that. Come back out after halftime. I think if you come back out after halftime and you have a purpose, I'm sure Dana's like, hey, let's run a script here and let's practice a 4-minute offense or a 2-minute offense, whatever, and then get them out. I agree. I don't think Dylan needs to be just too many things can go wrong for a quarterback. And so I'd like to see him get out of the game. He could throw for 300 yards in the first half.
Yeah. I would say this too, Alex. Like, I think Emmett's important to get out, and going into Michigan next week, I think the defensive line needs to be as fresh as we possibly can get them, because they're going to be, to me, they're like the X factor next week. Like, can we stop Justin Haynes? Can we stop the run game? And I want everyone to feel as fresh as they possibly can feel for that. So, that would be another,
especially with it being so hot.
Yeah, just get those guys out. Get the positions out where things can get roughed up.
Let me ask you about this. I'm going to try to find this quick as I talk through it here. John Butler yesterday, I thought this was interesting. He was on the radio last night, and he said we put some things in as well too. We put some things into to help them schematically, applying pressure to the run game, which I also think helped. He's talking about his defensive line. And his defense as a whole. I thought that was really interesting, and I was super encouraged. I don't remember many defensive coordinators here recently who said, hey, after game one, we tried some things different to help them out. And what it showed me was whether or not Nebraska's going to, they're probably not going to be a top 10 rush defense. That's fine. But he is committed to continuous improvement and growth. And it was great for me to see a coach say, yeah, you know what? Like, my job is to put them in positions to do better. Mm-hmm. And it only took him one game to realize we're going to try some different stuff. And their rush defense was better in the second week. I know they played Akron again. I'm hoping we see a little bit of a leap, but I'm curious if you guys heard that, what you think, if it encourages you as much as it did me. And then kind of what you think the defensive line can do going forward. I mean, Mike, if you want to talk about Michigan now, that's fine. Again,
no, it's all right. We can save it.
Thoughts on that? Or if you heard Butler last night too, I'm just curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I heard that quote, and then I didn't do like a rewatch immediately, but I thought about it, and I remember thinking it during the game, and I just never said anything.
Sure.
But it looked like to me they did way less stunts in week 2 on the defensive line.
Agree.
And that is where it seemed like they were getting caught up against Cincinnati, was twists and stunts.
Yep.
And so
it slows you down. I mean, it does.
Yeah. And it felt like, obviously on the first drive, but it felt like almost every time Judy was in a stunt, he got caught off balance.
Yep. His leverage against Cincinnati was terrible. I mean, he got caught standing upright almost every play.
Yeah.
It's like you're the biggest guy on that line. You can't be doing that. But he was probably put out of position, stunting too much. So, yeah.
And I think they were sending the jack a lot more, like fresh off the edge, instead of him cutting back inside, which took out the run game a ton.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't hear him say it, but anytime he speaks, you see the knowledge that he has and his NFL experience and all of that. I just feel really good as in terms of adjustment and game planning, game to game, week to week. Definitely don't see any getting caught off guard by Illinois' front that we thought they were going to, under Frost. When he's
I
just
remember that very clearly.
They came out in a different front than we planned on. Like,
yep.
Yeah, that's not getting by.
Nightmare fuel right there.
Hey, do you know that UCF won?
Yes.
68-3.
Yeah.
68-3 on Saturday. They gave up a field goal
at the very end, because at one point it was going to be 68-0.
Yeah.
That would have been insane. That if it would have been 68-0, like what world, what universe are we living in right now? Mike, what's the Packers score?
17-10.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Packers have the ball.
Other question I had for you guys is, it was about the defense, and I just lost it. Oh, Butler talked about wanting to run an NFL defense. So it was something else he talked about. And I'm just curious your thoughts on that, because we may have some Husker PTSD from Bill Callahan talking about wanting to run an NFL offense. Their offense was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the difference is with, saying, we want to run an NFL defense in college. I think that they probably will do some things that other teams won't see, and that would be helpful for them. You don't want it to get too complicated. But I don't know. On the back end, they got the guys to run it because they're all experienced. These guys have been playing football for a long time. So curious your thoughts on that, if it's going to help or hurt, especially as they get into Big Ten play.
I mean, it's Big Ten. They talk a lot. The Big Ten resembles, out of any conference, resembles a more NFL style type of play. I mean, that's been spoken on a lot over the years. So it's hard to compare that to the Big 12 of 2005. So
sure.
I think what like Iowa does though on defense, like I was known for running like essentially zone quarters the majority of the time on defense, and like they're one of the best defenses in the country. So like my concern, and this is, I don't know if this is PTSD or what this is, but like when they want to make the defense more complicated, like it makes more room for players to think and not just play and compete type of thing. So I know Butler knows that, and I know I'm aware he knows what he's doing, but it's like it sometimes makes me a little nervous. It's like you do want to try to confuse offenses and confuse quarterbacks and things like that, but it's like at what expense? Like are you hindering players and making them think too much out there? So I don't have any doubts that he's going to do anything like that, but I know that there's defenses in the country that are like very simple, for the most part, and what they're going to do, but it's still so hard to beat because the level they executed at is like,
sure.
It's phenomenal. So,
yeah, I hear what you're saying about Iowa, Mike, but I'm also going to put an asterisk there because they've been so good so long in the old Big Ten with the Big Ten West with a bunch of really, really bad non-explosive offenses.
That's fair. But
I mean, but they're very good. Like it's not a shot at them. It's not a shot at them. But I don't think they would be that successful running that defense week in and week out in the SEC. Like where over the last 8 years where they've become more explosive.
That's fair.
What I think, like when John Butler says that, I go back to a series from the game on Monday night, the Monday Night Football game, where Brian Flores showed a cover 0 and then bounced it out into a shell coverage, and then they played man off of it, and Caleb Williams had no idea what he was looking at, like none whatsoever. And so I think at the end of the day, it's still going to be relatively simple, and they're going to be able to execute it. He's going to do like the old Bill Belichick, where we're going to throw 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. You have no idea who's coming, who's dropping in coverage, and just disguise the look at the line of scrimmage. At least that's what I'm hoping. And then you're dropping into quarters, cover 3, cover 2, man, whatever. But what I'm most excited about that is we're not going to consistently play off receivers 10 yards and let them catch
Thank
5-yard outs or in cuts or slants or just button hooks. Like, we're going to make you make throws. And to me, that's most of what he meant is if you're going to throw the ball, we're going to make you make throws. If you're going to run the ball, you're going to have to run the ball.
Yep. I love that, especially on the defensive backside. It just feels like for years Nebraska has played soft, not aggressive. He talked about that. We're going to play aggressive. I don't think he cared one bit that we had 2 PIs and 1 defensive holding. That's going to happen. Is Nebraska going to give up 100 yards passing a game at any point soon? I'm sure to Michigan. Will it happen this week? Will Houston Christian Mike throw for 100 yards? Probably not.
If it is, it'll all be in the second half, probably.
And it'll be on 120 pass attempts.
Talk about checkdowns. Hey, did that guy, by the way, okay. There was a guy that graded Big Ten quarterbacks week 1.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's talk about this. Somebody pull that up. Andrew, you want to look that up? So I don't even remember his name. I don't even remember his outlet.
JR rankings.
My gosh, my goodness.
I
so
know.
week 1.
Mike's been livid about this.
He comes out with his rankings, and Dylan's a C+.
Oh, right.
C+.
He graded him an A last week. So
yeah. Did he?
He did.
Okay, so I didn't see the rankings or the ratings come out this past week. So I was curious.
He also graded like 12 out of the 18 quarterbacks in A in the conference.
So he graded. So week 1, UCLA just got throttled, and I think he graded Nico at like an A- or B+.
They might have the worst offensive line in the conference. UCLA
might have the worst everything, and we thought Northwestern,
they're in trouble.
We thought Northwestern was going to be 18th, and UCLA's bad.
Think Nico's missing Tennessee right now?
My goodness.
They are not missing him.
I mean, I stayed up late to watch that UCLA-Utah game, and I wasted my life. It was hours I can't get back. I'm trying to scroll back to see how this guy raped. Anyway,
there you go, Mike. 24-10.
Yeah, I didn't pull it up, but
okay, I got it here.
Tucker Kraft, South Dakota State. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, he had Nico at a B+.
What did he have Gronowski week 1?
Well, it was a D.
Okay,
that's fair.
And then Preston Stone from Northwestern was an F. Here's the thing, though. I just got in a discussion with people who did not give the grade. They were trying to defend the grade. And there was this guy that was like, well, a C is average. Like, that's what's expected. B is above average and A is elite. And I was like, so you're telling me there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? There were 10 Big Ten quarterbacks that played at an elite level in week 1? Okay. Maybe Ryan Brown from Purdue did. Maybe Ethan Kaliak-Manis from Rutgers did.
No.
But probably not.
right.
I've seen that guy throw a football. No.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's like you watch games and you're like,
I don't
when you're watching an elite quarterback play. Now, was Dylan elite in game 1? No. Was he in game 2? Yeah.
I would have accepted the C+ if it wasn't for everything above him.
Right.
Yep.
Who else got the grades. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me a whole lot what ESPN writes and doesn't write, but I noticed Monday, like, Nebraska was mentioned in, I read 3 ESPN articles about the college football weekend, and Nebraska was not even like uttered in any of them. Dylan Raiola wasn't uttered in any of them. And I'm looking at some of these quarterbacks that they're putting on Heisman watch lists and all that. And I'm like, I don't know. Whatever it is with ESPN, they know that it's going to rile us all up if they don't include us in things. But it was odd that, like, you're talking about Rutgers and Maryland, but you're not even mentioning Nebraska in anything. So whatever.
Andrew, I'll say this about Heisman stuff. If we win the next 2 weeks, Dylan Rhule is going to be top 10 Heisman odds.
You think? I think it'll take
Might be top 5.
Could be. Yeah.
Especially if he has a good game against Michigan.
If he throws for 250, 2 touchdowns against Michigan, and we win that game, he might be top 5.
Yeah.
Because the guy.
All right, you guys want to do?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I want you to.
I was going to say the guys at the top of the Heisman board have not killed it by any means. So
yeah, it's there for the taking, as far as, or at least the seat at the table there. Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, what Rhule talked about today in his press conference was just wonderful. I think for just kind of average Joe fan, where he talks about Dylan is elite before the snap, which is what NFL coaches are looking for quarterbacks. And of course, you don't always see that because you can't hear them. You don't know what they're doing, but he might check into a different play and get them the play that is going to be successful. And I think you've seen that in 2 weeks, because other than that one throw, which we talked about, Alex, we talked about a lot, that one throw he didn't make to Key on the 4th down, and he tried to force it to Emmett. Other than that one throw, so one throw out of what? 60, 70 passes.
Yeah.
He has not had to force a pass. He's not tried to fit it into double coverage. He's made pretty good reads. There was one in the first game, I think, also in the end zone. But he's not stressing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes him excellent.
That last touchdown pass he threw against Akron, I know it's Akron, but like
to Key,
that is an NFL throw. Like
100%.
He makes things look smooth, and therefore not always super exciting, like, because he's that good. Like, you also see a lot of these other quarterbacks have pretty good rushing stats, and I think if he's running all over the place, making plays with his feet and arm, he's going to probably get talked about a little bit more. But yeah.
He reminds me of a sprinter that doesn't look like they've ever unlocked their top gear, because it's just so smooth.
Yeah,
it's true. All right, guys, I'm curious. Would you want to do a quick little buy and sell on some Big Ten teams?
Okay,
I'm in.
Okay, I figured you would be. All right, so we'll start with or hold. We can start with UCLA. I think I know how you guys would answer.
Sell.
Buy, sell, or hold on UCLA. Okay. All right. Let me get this some more interesting. Wisconsin.
Sell.
Sell.
They're going to get boat raced this weekend.
By Alabama.
I think the spread's 20.5. I think they're going to lose by like 5 touchdowns.
Are you sure you want to go out on an Alabama limb again?
This is possibly Mike's worst take of his career.
I am doubling down on Alabama.
It's in Alabama, right?
It is. It's in Tuscaloosa. We now know what Alabama is. We know what Florida State is. We know what Wisconsin is. I will say.
What if Wisconsin? What if Alabama is truly garbage?
No, Alabama unlocked it last week against ULM.
What if Wisconsin plays it within 10 though? Like,
right? Like,
does that diminish what you think Alabama is right now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Okay.
100%. If I'll say this, if it's 14 or less, that says more about Alabama than it does about Wisconsin, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm just trying to set the stage here.
But like, I think like Bama's going to run it up this weekend. That's what I think they're like still pissed about week 1. I think they're just going to go and go and go. So I'm picking Bama by like 5 touchdowns.
Are you going to move the line? Are you going to alt line it?
No, but I am going to bet I don't know if it's above 21 yet, but as long as it's 20.5, I'm taking them.
All right. So everybody's selling on Wisconsin. All right. Buy, sell, or hold on USC.
Buy. I think I think they could win the conference. I'm not even going to lie.
Now, they haven't played a Power 4 team yet.
I don't care. I think they're good. Really good.
Andrew, what'd you say?
I said bye. It's Lincoln Riley, and
Their offense plays everywhere.
Offensively, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Be interesting to see them come to Lincoln. All right, 2 more. I don't think we know much about Indiana. So I'm going to say buy, sell, or hold Indiana.
Be a hold.
I'm going to buy.
You
I'm
like
selling.
them? Selling?
Yeah.
Okay, we got 3 different. Oh, okay. Explain yourselves.
Wait, on time. I just realized James isn't offering up an opinion on any of these.
I am the one asking the questions.
Moderator.
I'm buying. I know he's polarizing and disliked by a lot of people. I actually kind of like Signetti's arrogance in a way, and I think to some degree that plays into the team and will help him pull them up. Like, do I think? I guess we should have set parameters. Does buy mean I think they're a playoff team? No.
No.
But do I think that they're top half of the conference?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So
That's fair. Okay.
They play Indiana State this week, so they'll roll. And then next week's the big one, which is Illinois.
I cannot wait for that. That might be like
Illinois was my last buy or sell. But I want to hear you, Mike, you were saying sell on Indiana, and Andrew, you said hold.
So, okay. So relative to I think they're like an 8-win team this year. So whatever you want to call that, I don't think they're going to be nearly as good as they were last year. To me, a sell is I think they're 8 wins this year. So,
but hold on there, Mike. Hold on. So if let's say they beat Illinois, it's at home. They have Iowa and they got Oregon, but then they play Michigan State, UCLA, Maryland, and then Penn State, and then Wisconsin and Purdue. You could see a 10-2 Indiana team.
Jeez, that's
knocking on the door of the playoff again because they benefit from a tomato can schedule.
That's nobody easier than ours.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm feeling a lot better about my buy.
All right, fine. They're like a 9 or 10 win. Okay, 9. I'm gonna say 9 wins. I'll say 9.
I said hold because I don't really know.
I mean, again, they played Old Dominion 27-14. And then they beat up on Kennesaw State 56-9. So we won't learn anything about them this week. They play tomorrow. They play tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. What?
There we go.
5:30 on a Friday?
That's East Coast though, Indiana. So
it's 6:30.
6:30.
Okay. So then next week is the Illinois game. So let's do the last one. Illinois here. Illinois, buy or sell?
I got to buy right now based on
that's where I'd be at.
And Bielema.
I'm gonna hold.
I'm gonna hold as well. I don't know. Did you guys watch them play Duke? They could not run the ball. It was all Luke Altmaier the whole time. So if someone can shut him down.
Okay.
I thought they had a little bit of offensive line issues too.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying if someone can shut Luke Altmaier, which is tough. I think he's really talented, but
I'd like to have another shot at him, but unfortunately we're not going to get it.
So here's their next 5 games. Outside of looks like Western Michigan. So after Western Michigan, Illinois at home, USC at home. I'm sorry, my bad. At Indiana, USC at home, Purdue, and then Ohio State at home, and then they go to Washington.
Wow.
So kind of a tough stretch. All right.
I'll go lay eyes on them in Seattle and let you know.
You should go to that game.
I should. That'd be fun. Good.
All right.
Hey, I got one more for you outside the Big Ten. Buy or sell, hold, South Florida.
Ooh.
They play
playoff team.
What did they do with their scheduling?
Playoff team, baby.
Florida and now Miami this week.
Hey,
I think USF will be your Group of 5 team.
I mean,
I
if
saw
they beat Miami this week, they should be top 5, right?
I was going to say, Andrew, I've seen a couple people talk about this, that if they beat Miami, they should be number 1.
They should be.
And-
They'd have the
and
most impressive resume.
That will
Without a doubt.
never happen.
Yeah.
Like they'll end up being like 8th or 9th, but they will have easily the most deserving resume. 3 ranked wins.
All right. Well, let's do score predictions for the game and a oddly specific prediction. I'll go first since I didn't do many of the buy or sells. I'm going to say Nebraska 59. Houston Christian. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to say 0. 59-0. 2 shutouts in a row.
Dude, that would feel so nice.
I'll probably walk away disappointed. These predictions don't really matter all that much, but I'll say 59-0.
Okay.
My oddly specific prediction is going to be that Emmett has 9 carries for the game and 3 receptions. 9 carries, 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
Over 100 yards?
Oh, yeah, because he's going to break 2 of them.
Yeah.
He'll have 2 runs over 50 yards.
Ooh.
Those are a lot. That's
a lot of oddly specific predictions.
Keep firing bullets there. Just keep one of them.
One shot approach.
Okay, pick
fire till you hit something.
McCullough, tip, pick 6.
Every player on the defense.
Another safety. No, I don't know. So
every player on the defense is going to score a touchdown. One of them will hit.
100. And my son asked me this week if Nebraska's ever scored 100, and I said, yeah, back in like 1906 or something, they beat Haskell 119-0 or something. He's like, Haskell? It's like, yeah, I don't think they have a football team anymore.
Ooh. I don't know. I played against Haskell when I was at Peru State.
I'll look it up while you guys give your score predictions.
All right, I'll go, James. I don't have to think about this. I picked it earlier, 59. So I right on with the offense.
Oh, serious? Okay.
But I think we will give up 6. So I think it's
2 field goals or a touchdown to block extra point.
2 field goals. I think we'll bend a little bit and
Rhule's going to be
keep him out of
pissed.
the end zone. My oddly specific, I believe Mike Eckler and Ja'Cory Barney will have a chest bump in the air after a 63-yard punt return for a TD.
Ooh, I love it.
Alex, what do you got?
I'm gonna go 77-9. I'm the Dana guy, man. Dana wants to run this shit up. Like he does.
77.
Yes. We're not kicking field goals this week. Archie will not punt again.
His poor parents.
Oddly specific take. Archie's going to score a touchdown, though. No, I'm kidding.
Fake
punt. My oddly specific take is I think we're going to be sorely disappointed in return yardage because I don't think their punter is going to be very good, and he's going to shank them or 20 yards and no room to run.
Yeah.
But other oddly specific, I think Mike will come back next week and say he feels significantly better about the running back depth.
I like that.
Quit Knives legacy game?
Mosey, I'd say Mosey breakout.
Mosey legacy game? Okay. So interjection, sidebar. Who's your number 2 running back right now? Is it Ives?
Ives. It's Ives.
Mike?
Yeah, I agree. Ives.
Andrew?
I want to say Mosey, but he's pass catching. Yeah, it's got to be Ives. We just haven't seen enough out of Nelson yet.
Okay.
I think Mosey's 3, though.
Yeah.
All right. My prediction, I'm going to go 70-7.
Jeez, guys.
And I'm going to say Desan McCullough strip sack, scoop and score touchdown.
Okay.
Desan McCullough.
Quarter and yard line.
We're gonna say like a 20-yard. So
Okay.
we'll say like off a touchback or something, whatever, but not from a punt because we're benching Archie again this week.
Yep.
So I don't know. Kickoff. No, that'd be a 20. What would that be?
25.
20 or no, isn't it?
Well,
what is it for now
Yeah,
for college?
25.
It is 20.
25.
Okay. NFL's 35. I keep
but
forgetting.
if it's a drop back, he'll be 20 yards.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. We're going to say 20, 25 yardage.
Yeah.
Is he getting the strip and the fumble recovery?
He's doing everything.
He's doing it. He's doing a Grant Wistrom. Okay.
He's going to actually just like take the ball out of the guy's hand and just.
Oh, he's going to Levante David, the guy.
Nice.
That is what you want to see, I'd say. Like, take the ball away a little more, you know, against a podunk team. Like,
amen.
Didn't do that enough last week.
No, I agree. Well, you guys, the Kool-Aid is flowing here. I love that. It's like, hey, we're going to score. I thought 59 was aggressive. Now Alex is like 77.
No, this team's going to be bad.
Let's hit 80.
TJ Lateef time.
Okay. Yeah. Here's another question. Let's end it with I feel like I keep saying let's end it. We keep going on and on. How many yards passing? Okay, I'll set an over under. TJ Lateef yards passing. 118 and a half.
Ooh, that's a good line.
Ooh, that's a really good line.
I thought you were going to say like 160 or something.
Because he had 128 last game, 124, right? He was in that neighborhood. So let's go
number.
118 and a half.
All right.
I'm taking the over.
I'm gonna play it out real quick. Here's where I think it gets the over. Somebody breaks off a long one. Somebody breaks 2 tackles and runs. But if they don't, I think you're really trying to work out those backup running backs.
Sure.
It's gonna be young guys he's throwing to. I'm gonna take the under.
I say under, and I had 113 in my brain when you said.
Okay, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
I also think Jalen's getting more snaps this week.
Yeah,
I'm taking the over because I think with the Michigan on deck, I think they're going to be a little more conservative with getting them. I also think this team is significantly worse than Akron.
Okay.
So,
do you guys think they put in some packages for Lateef? Well, I'll save it for next week. Okay, all right. I'll save it for next week.
Against Michigan, no. Later in the year, yes.
Okay, that's where I was going. I'm excited. I thought he looked good out there, and I'm excited to see him on the field. So
first time in a while, we feel good about a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Isn't it glorious?
No kidding.
I got to say one more thing. I got to pull James. It was just announced this afternoon, all Reds. What do we think?
Was it really?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I had a busy day. I didn't hear that. I anticipated that because they put out that tweet with the blood moon on the 7th and a hourglass. I like it, and here's why. People hate those uniforms because we lost in them. We're not going to lose this game.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like the red on top of the red. I love the all whites.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of the red on red unless, and I don't know if this is the case, unless there's a red helmet to go with it.
That's what I was going to say. Yes.
There's
Louisville does that, don't they?
Yeah. And it's like a red chrome.
Yeah.
Red chrome.
That would be chef's kiss.
Yeah. So
if they just go all in on the red helmet.
I agree, Alex. Alex,
that-
I like the scarlet jerseys with white pants. Like, I just think you can't get better than that. But I don't mind once a year or once every other year doing red on red. I know the recruits like them because they pick that combo a lot when they do their photo shoot.
This is going to be an unpopular opinion. If we do the all reds, I want, like, obviously not the same exact look, but I would want to go back to the similar jerseys that they wore the 1 year that they did do all whites when Jamal Lord was the quarterback with the one solid stripe.
Get out of here. You're off the podcast.
Well, it's not the first time I've heard that. It's not going to be the last.
You like those?
If you're going to go all red, only if you're going to go all red. And they didn't even do that.
They had like the 2 thin stripes, right? With
okay. But I would want that to be like a solid white.
Yeah, no, that was.
No, man.
You can come back though. That's all right.
Thanks,
It's a
Andrew.
no from me, dog. Yeah.
The all whites on those looked really good though, with the solid red down.
It was
one
such a
solid red.
large stripe, though.
It was
I
like
didn't like it.
I heard it was like spandex almost. Like it was a stretchy. It was a weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, not the exact same because those jerseys did suck. Jersey material has come a long way, guys.
True.
I will say I had that year with the gusset. It's called a gusset, right? A white Darren Diedrich jersey.
I had the red one
with the red gusset.
Love Darren Dietrich.
I wish I don't know why.
R.I.P.
Why do we give those? Yeah, R.I.P. Darren Diedrich. I don't know why we give those clothes away as kids or whatever. I was in, probably high school or whatever.
I think I still have it.
I don't have it. It's gone. Long.
And I have a Tommy Frazier Orange Bowl jersey.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna close shop.
No more remorse.
We were gonna end 5 times, so we're gonna call it quits. So, all right, you guys enjoy the game. I will be there sweating with 90,000 friends. Would love to do a post-game reaction that night if you guys want to.
9 a.m. kick here. I'll have my coffee and breakfast.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get up and make breakfast burritos on the Blackstone I finally put together.
There you go.
I love it. All right. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
See ya.